So, so you have 300 episodes of this vlog?
Yeah, dude, it's almost like a near daily thing.
That's amazing. So how long are the videos typically each time?
They'll be anywhere from like 5 to 30 minutes. This is like the structure of them is I'll be like, okay, here's what we're going to this open mic tonight, or we're doing this show tonight. All right, now I'm going to write some jokes. And then I go to the open mic. I talk to some other comedians. I do my comedy. And then I review my comedy.
Okay.
And it's like the reason I want to do it this way is because not only am I like trying to build a following, but it's forcing me to write jokes and review my comedy. So it's really about trying to get better at comedy, which is the main goal.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, it's good to set up habits for that, I suppose. That's just as
Yeah,
good
yeah,
or that's just as good or even better than podcasting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's working for me now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Fuck, is comedy ever awesome, hey?
Hey,
I feel like it's pretty much my main thing that I want to do with life. It's like, you know what's weird about it though? It's like in today's day and age, it's like if you don't hide behind the guise of comedy, it's almost like being a philosopher or being a person expressing free speech in a public way. It's like if you don't call it comedy, you're at risk of constantly being in trouble. Like
yeah,
let's say Jordan Peterson, for example, right? Because
yeah,
he's a psychologist or whatever. He makes so much stuff, and then before you know it, his license gets pulled because he
yeah,
of the billion things he said, one or two of them were like, hey, maybe that's not fully right. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
So,
Yeah. Mhm.
yep. Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You can get away with anything if you just call it comedy.
Exactly. And that's like, but I don't mean to downplay it because I think it's like, it's important. But like, it is weird nowadays. You have to hide behind that guise of comedy,
Yeah.
So, but
Sometimes I try and it's just purely a joke, but yeah, sometimes I'm trying to say some real shit too.
dude, that's all I try to do. Yeah. I
Nice.
think I maybe do it too much. I think I need to be funnier. I don't know. But yeah, no, yeah, dude. My experience is my experience with dating, I've dated a lot of girls that are not white. Let's just put
Nice.
it that way. And I have had bad experiences. Have you dated primarily white girls or
Yeah, I'd say I've dated like probably just I'd say three girls that I would say I really dated, and yeah, they were all white.
see? Like,
How it
dude,
goes.
I dated a South American girl. Have you ever heard of like the oh, I can't think of words right now. What do you call it when a bunch of people think a thing? Uh the generalization of
Yeah,
like South America. Like, have you heard of like a Puerto Rican girl? That's crazy. Like, avoid a Puerto Rican girl. Have you
yeah,
heard that? Like,
stereotypes.
yeah, it's and what I'll tell you is the girl I dated wasn't Puerto Rican, but South American girls are scary. Like, they will stab you, dude. Like like they will stab you. It's fucking crazy. And I've dated white girls now, and much I find it much easier. Um, and like black girls. Have you ever like hung out with black girls?
No, I mean I've hung out with them, but I never hooked up with a black chick. It's one of my on my bucket list.
You haven't ever Chet Hanksed it?
I don't know that reference.
Big up. Oh, you don't? Oh, do you don't know Chet Hanks?
Uh-uh.
Tom Hanks's son?
No, he
No.
loves the black girls.
Yeah, he likes black girls, and you've never heard of like the his clip, dude. We've referenced tons of funny clips today. Anybody who watches the episodes are gonna find some good clips. But where he's at the Golden Globes and he does like a black person impression, and this is Tom. Keep in mind, the only reason this stuff blows up so much is because this is Tom Hanks' son, the
Yeah,
biggest actor to ever live, basically, other than you know like Leo and Brad Pitt or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so his son is kind of crazy, but honestly, man, I think he's a genius. There's a group of people who think he's a genius, and there's a group of people who thinks he's crazy. But yeah, he does a really funny black person accent at the Golden Globes, and it's famous, man. I'm surprised as a comedian you haven't had anybody come up to you and be like, "Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chet," and he does this black girl like Jamaican accent, and it's fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna have to look in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the line between genius and being insane is like pretty close, I think.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, Kanye West is an example of that.
Yeah.
Many people say, at least he's the one that everybody always talks about.
Yeah, he did some genius shit with music, and
Yeah,
he also seems pretty insane.
yeah. What kind of music do you like?
Um, I like I like a wide variety. I like country and I like rap. I don't know. What do you like?
I used to like rap. I used to like Drake a lot. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the diss track at the Super Bowl? Everybody's talking about
Oh
that.
yeah,
Pretty fucking
yeah,
funny. I didn't know Drake was a pedophile. I mean, what? I don't think that that's true necessarily. Like,
yeah. That's what I was saying.
yeah. And I'm starting to like country. I like fucking that guy. Oh my god, I'm horrible at thinking of songs. Wait. He's the guy who dated Brianna Chicken Fries.
Oh, Zach
I
Bryan,
like Zach Bryan. And then who's that guy who just made that song about like Richmond, north of Richmond? What's that guy's name?
Oliver Anthony.
I like Oliver Anthony, and I like Zach Bryan. Uh, so those are
Yeah,
probably
Oliver Anthony inspired me a little bit because
me too.
he went on Rogan and he was like, "Yeah, I quit smoking weed like 30 days ago, and now I'm on Rogan." I was like, "Fuck,
Yeah,
I need to quit smoking weed."
yeah. For sure, man. It's just whatever. Like I think that substances aren't necessarily bad. You just got to find a balance. You
Yeah,
know.
like Snoop Dogg is doing great.
Sure.
And I think the reason I have a bad relationship with weed is because it's the reason I got expelled from high school. I smoked
Yeah.
weed before high school and I got caught and they expelled me.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, being high hasn't felt the same.
I hear you, dude. Yeah, that's too bad, and that's important with to identify those kinds of things because if the substance brings you to a negative mindset, it's something you got to drop, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that can happen, dude. I had a situation happen. I'm an engineer, and
Mm-hmm.
dude, I had a situation happen where mine's not going to sound like the same as yours, but maybe it's worse. I don't know because I did lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's a little
Shit.
bit worse than high school. But
Yeah.
I had a job where I was working at a mine. It was a sick job, sick job. I won't give you all the details, but uh, but at a mine, right? Like I was staying on a camp at the mine, so it's like it's like a camp where they put you up in a little trailer or whatever. You stay there, uh, but you use your own personal vehicle. I didn't have a work truck, so and you're not allowed anything. It's a dry camp, all that kind of a thing. But I was using my camping truck. Like there's a bed in the back. It's a Super Crew, and there's like a bed sideways in the back, and I had a beer full unopened in the back of my truck. One of them, it got wedged in between like the seat and the bed, and I didn't know it was there. I fucking lost this job that was it's so high paying. I was making like $250,000 a year,
Holy
and
fuck.
and the job was just getting started, so it would have been like 2 years of that or more. Super good job, super easy job. Just totally fucked myself, but
Damn.
it hasn't screwed up anything really too bad for me because I have other sources of income. But like it definitely, I see what you mean about how it can affect what a substance does. Like, brings you back to those memories, and it's like fuck,
Yeah.
maybe I should chill on this for a little while. You know,
Yeah, that's just unlucky, dude.
it's unlucky. It's unlucky, but
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
And
Everything
sometimes,
happens.
yeah, sometimes things like that can happen in life, just like breakups
Mm-hmm.
too, where it's like
Yeah.
that was what's weird about breakups. If I can get to more of this gay shit, just real quick, like because I don't know about you, but for my first relationship, I thought like this like love. Oh, this will be just like the love I have for my parents or for my family or whatever. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be different words or like different like love 1 through 5,
Yeah.
and
I
then
think other languages have different words for love.
there you go. Because like there needs
Yeah.
to be a different one for a relationship because they do come and go, and you don't know that when you're young, and you can't know that because the first one you have could be the one, but
Mm-hmm.
also it likely isn't. So
Yeah.
but you think you're in love, and then it's like, okay, this wasn't the same kind of thing. It's not a permanent thing.
Yeah. It definitely shattered my perception of love when me and that girl broke up.
Yeah.
But it definitely gave me a deeper appreciation for like friendship,
Yeah.
the love of the boys,
Fuck
to
yeah.
get into the gay shit.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Hell yeah.
like my boys are always there for me,
Yes.
even when this chick is talking all this shit on me, like I still got my friends,
Yeah.
and I appreciate them more because yeah, like the boys are the boys for life. Nothing's gonna screw that up.
Yeah.
But the girls come and go.
Yeah. Friends are forever, man. It's
Yeah,
like if family is love 5, then friends are love 4, girls are love 3, and then maybe some other ones. Your pets are love 2, all the way
and then
down
you
to
got the love of the fucking the comedy, the career.
yeah. That's love 10.
Is 10 higher or lower? Right?
Oh, I don't know. I think 10 is better. 10 is higher.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You can never put a girl in front of your career.
Yeah. Maybe.
They
Yeah.
don't respect you.
Exactly. It's what's very interesting about that, man, and this is something I feel like I didn't learn until later, and I don't know how important it would have been, but like I feel like back to girls is it's
Mm-hmm.
like when you really shower a girl, like let's say you put a girl on a pedestal, you really give her everything, like you really try hard or whatever. You're like, oh, okay, I don't know, I don't have an example, just you know what I'm saying, dumb shit, like,
Yeah.
oh, she's got to walk to her car, you fucking walk her to her car. You can do
Mm-hmm.
that every now and then, but like I feel like if you do that stuff too much, it can almost start to work against you. Like you
Yeah.
need to just kind of taper it a little bit so it's just enough.
Yeah, you almost have to keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
And you got
And
it.
it seems diabolical.
It
It seems
does.
like manipulation, dude, but it's not. It's just the way that it works. And it's
It's
like,
what they want deep down too.
exactly. It's what they want deep down. And you have to facilitate what they want, even if they they don't, whether they know or don't know that you're kind of doing it's not an act, it's just something that you're doing to control the situation, like what you do with a child. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not saying women are children, I'm just saying
Or
that.
like a dog. Yeah.
Yes.
You got to condition them and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me more about Kansas City.
Dude, it's right in the middle of America.
Yeah, definitely
So,
inland. Are you guys
yeah, like,
considered to be a part of the South?
no, like people might think that. We're in the Midwest. People always dispute like what the Midwest is, but I'd say we're in the Midwest, and we're actually the same amount of north and south as like Washington, D.C. So we're straight up right in the middle, east, west, north, south. We're just right in the middle, which is like really nice for comedy because if I want to drive to anywhere in the United States, it's about the same. Like I could drive to Seattle, I could drive to Boston, I could drive to LA, I could drive to Florida,
Yeah.
and those are all about like 24 hours away, and those are the four corners of America.
Yeah, perfect. You're like right in the center for all the traveling.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
That reminded me of a story. Is there much racism there?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think
Have you
so,
seen that "Am I Racist" documentary by that guy with the beard?
bro. I want to watch it, but I don't want to buy the Daily Wire subscription because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so broke.
Just torrent it, man. You don't torrent? Do you know what that is?
Pirate,
Yeah. But
like,
like, yeah.
dude, how? Like, send me the link.
Yeah, I will. I will. I'll send you a link to my Dropbox, and I'll just put movies on it, and we'll just.
Yeah,
That
that'd be
probably just got
fire.
me jail time. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
allegedly,
Yeah,
you're gonna
I'll
do that.
allegedly do that. So that reminded me of a story. By the way, I was just on a ski trip in the Rockies, Canadian Rockies, in a place called Revelstoke. Have you ever heard of that place?
Uh-uh.
So I was snowboarding up there, and I went to a McDonald's and just to go get a cheeseburger in the evening, and I pull up into the drive-through, and this lady's already she's seeming a little weird, and she's being awfully friendly. And sometimes this is the comedy, this is the charisma power dude that I feel like is kind of strange from podcasting. It's like if you could train yourself to be an MMA fighter, you can obviously beat up somebody who's not. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? With comedy and with podcasting, it's almost like the same thing, where you need to like treat it like a superpower in a sense. So anyway, I'm being nice to this lady, and she's just a normal. lady in a small town working at a McDonald's, but I got her revved up a little bit with comedy because she was into
Yeah.
comedy. And before I know it, I'm pulling up to the window and she's telling me a couple jokes, and I'm like, "Oh, those are good." And I'm laughing, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, what? I better be careful." So she just had like short hair. She kind of looked like a 40-year-old. Like she kind of looked like a lesbian a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but she's pumped. She's pumped. She's making me laugh. And she's like, "Okay, I got this." Was all she prefaced it with. She goes, "Okay, I got one last one, but this one's a little bit racist." I go, but in my mind, I'm going, "Oh fuck!" But in what came out of my mouth was, "Oh, that's my favorite kind." And and she goes, and so then she tells me this joke, which isn't really a great joke. I heard that. I think I heard from, as I've been telling people this story, I heard that Justin Bieber said this joke on camera somewhere. But uh, a white man is on his land doing some work, and a black what is he? And a black man walks onto his land. What does a white man with a chainsaw say to a black man? Sorry, that first part wasn't needed. What does a white man with a chainsaw say to a black man who walks onto his land?
What?
And it's just I'm not going to say it, but like even though I've had the N word said on my podcast a few times, it's just the sound of a chainsaw, right? He goes run, and then it's starting of the chainsaw, and then it's the N word with an A at the end over and over again. She says this to me in the drive-through while working at McDonald's. Her fucking manager is standing behind her, just like with a face. Her face is just, and I just grabbed my food and just fucking drove away.
That's wild, dude.
But I gave her a card to the podcast. I was like, "Hey, watch my podcast."
Holy crap, that's hilarious. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's not that I'm not saying that it's crazy when a person says some racist joke or whatever, but like to do it in the drive-through while you're at work, that might be the biggest YOLO thing I've ever seen in my life. She doesn't give a fuck.
No, that's
Yeah.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is one thing. No white people really say the N word around here. It's really looked down upon.
Oh yeah.
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 But,
Yeah. Depends what circles you run in. I feel like up here, it can get a little crazy. Like Montana, for example. Have you ever been there?
no, I want to.
Tons of, great place, but it's white
Mhm.
country. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like
Yeah.
N words all over the place. And like, it's not different than that necessarily up here. Like, if you run into the average construction worker,
Mhm.
will say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting. It's interesting. But what a powerful word. I mean, like, look at what it did to Rogan. I mean, he
Mhm.
probably has the best N-word joke that's ever been written. Would you agree with that?
What was it?
His joke where he talks about the three magic words. This was in his 2006 special, Joe Rogan Live. That was back when he wore shirts that were too big for him and stuff. Now he just fucking
Oh yeah.
sweats through his shirts. I'm not sure how
No.
many specials of his you've seen, but yeah, dude, he has this bit about the three magic words. The first one is cunt. The second one is the N word, and the third one is love. And but yeah, the second one, dude, he got raked over the coals so much for like just referencing the word and like talking about it, and even though everything he was saying was positive.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I think it separates us more than anything.
Yeah,
It's like, I think, I mean, this might sound racist, but I think everybody should be able to say every word, which is crazy that that's a weird thing to say, but
I
like,
know, right?
we're all just people.
Yeah,
And if you really don't, if you want to, like, yeah, I don't get why.
I agree, man. But I guess what it comes back to is like the strength of your culture, because it's like limiting those words doesn't do anything but negative for you. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I forgot what I was going to say. I had something good to say and I forgot it. But yeah, that's weed
Yeah.
for you.
Comedy is super, like, liberal. Like, the Kansas City comedy scene is definitely more run by, like, liberal people.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I don't know. I mean, on a grand scale, like a national scale, there's a lot of comedians that are like right wing that are doing great right now. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, if you want to get booked on shows in your local scene, it helps to be a liberal, and it really helps to be a woman or a person of color or like a transgender or gay.
yeah,
Those people will get booked a lot just because people like to have a diverse lineup.
yeah, for
They
sure.
don't want to just have a bunch of white dudes performing, which I guess is like good. Then you have comedy for everyone. But also, it's like if there's 5 white dudes and they're all super funny and they're the funniest dudes around, then there's nothing wrong with putting them all on a show together. I feel like.
Exactly. I feel the same way. Does that make you angry at all?
No, like this just sounds like such a bitch thing to complain about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I would get booked more if I wasn't a white man.
Yeah.
But also, it's partly true though.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy the power of the N word. I mean, like, dude, Jerry Seinfeld, the richest comedian in the world to have ever existed, was he was made by Michael Richards, and Michael Richards is now irrelevant and gone because of saying the N word, having a bit of a crazy lapse on one show and saying the N word a bunch of times. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Have you seen that clip?
that was crazy clip. Yeah, I've
It's a
seen
crazy
that.
clip, but really though, if you put it in context, he wasn't calling him that. He was he was referencing it because the guy was like speaking up in the show and trying to interrupt the
Yeah.
show and like yelling down at him like threats and stuff. And so he was like saying it facetiously, like, "Oh, look at what he meant it as like, oh, look at the tough guy, look at the tough guy," but he used the N word in place of tough guy. And
Ah.
I think that was where that yeah, that's what's interesting about it, So
Yeah, admit from my perspective, I didn't know all the context, but it looked like he literally was just super racist and he let
yeah,
it show for a second.
for sure, for sure. And maybe he is, I that's
Yeah,
that
who knows?
as soon as you open the question, there's kind of like no way to even close that off. But
Yeah.
yeah, then you have Bill Cosby like raping 80 people and now he's out of jail and he's the most sought after podcast guest on the planet, Maybe a little
Yeah,
bit of
is he
privilege.
yeah, is he going on tour again yet?
Probably. Dude, I said that 4 years ago in like the first couple episodes of this podcast was I said he's likely going to get out of jail and he's going to be on a podcast killing it.
You called it, dude.
I think so. Just like
I
Cat
can't
Williams.
believe it.
Cat Williams is killing it now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went on Rogan. Anyone who goes on Rogan is fucking golden, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So what's your philosophy on girls now? You're trying to I completely stopped believing in soulmates
yeah.
and now I'm just trying to work on the career. And bro, if you ever get famous, I can't even imagine how easy it would be to get like any bitch you want. So you know what that would be my fucking dream, dude. Yeah. Like you don't even have to say anything. I wish.
Oh fuck. Yeah, sorry, dude. Sorry. I'll collect myself here just a second. Just the any bitch I want thing got me. Yeah, dude. What's your take on love? I'd like to be famous, and you can get any bitch.
Because I keep getting older and they stay the same age. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, dude. Yeah, my philosophy now is like you. I think you got to just focus on your own thing, and I think that you have to let them come to you in a sense. Like
Yeah,
you can't go seeking. There's just no point to it. You're gonna get a little scorpion girl just coming to fucking get you. You know
yeah,
the snakes are out there looking for the ones that are seeking. I think you have to let them come to you, and that's where the good girls are. I feel like, and then when it comes to getting, you got one. I feel like you have to just like wait and wait and wait. So, and again, I'm not saying my philosophy's perfect here, has come full circle in any
hmm
way, but I've definitely learned the art of tapering. Like, don't just like find the one and be like, "Oh man, yeah, you're the best." Like, you're the one, and
yeah,
don't be the other way either, where you wait too long. It's a tough decision to make in life, because eventually you do have to make the decision of like,
yeah.
"Okay, this is the one," you know. And would you like to have a girlfriend who's and this is a great question for you because of what you've experienced in a sense.
hmm
Um, would you try again to have another girlfriend that's in comedy or in entertainment or no?
Definitely not another comedian, dude. That was a huge mistake. I met her right when I started doing comedy, so I didn't know any better. But no, that's terrible, dude. girls love to shit on their ex and on stage. It's like their favorite thing to do. And comedians are fucking crazy, so I don't need to date one.
Dude, it's in a sense though you can't hate on them for it because it's all they have to do. It's all they have to draw from. It's like nobody
Yeah.
will listen to them, and I don't mean this in any kind of misogynistic way. I love female comedians. I have tons of favorites, but it's all they have to draw from. Like look at Taylor Swift. She's like the most famous one at doing that.
Yeah.
And look at like
Yeah, and then uh-huh.
sorry, go ahead.
All her fans will say that she doesn't do that. Like my
Yeah.
sisters are fans and they're like, her songs are not all about breakups and boys, but they really are, dude.
Yeah,
They are.
they are. Yep, for sure, dude. All
And
right.
we talk about girls too, so
Yeah. Okay,
on
man.
stage.
Well, thanks so much for coming out on the Patreon. I had a great time. This is Michael Blanck, comedian. He's on all the social medias. Go check out his vlog. It's really funny. Um, and
Coming from the guy that just heard about it.
I just heard of it. And, but knowing you now, hey, and they didn't know that. So now I'm going to edit that out. So you just wrecked your promotion. Maybe I'll leave all this in.
Fuck. Yeah, leave it all in. Check it out. It doesn't even. It's real. If you want to see the real what it's like to be a comedian, go to the vlog. We're starting a great community, and yeah, check it out, dude.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the Patreon. And
Thank you.
That's
And
another.
everyone keep supporting Steven, dude.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Good
Okay.
dude.